Today on the channel, we take it to the extreme with Jack's Classic Superstars Series 23, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam, Lance Storm, and Spike Dudley.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for an extreme Jack's Classic Superstars unboxing and review. And today on the channel from Series 23 of the Jack's Classic Superstars line, we've got Rob Van Dam, we've got Lance Storm, and we've got Spike Dudley. But for all your modern day wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And we continue on in our weekly Jack's Classic Superstars unboxings with a little extreme event right here with three ECW stars from over the years. Some fond memories with these three characters, of course, back in the day, as I was a big time ECW fan, like I'm sure a lot of you guys were as well. Of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where we go from there. And if I can be serious for a moment, we're going to start off with old Lance Storm. Oh, yes, Mr. Lance Storm. Much like Billy Kidman, also in the same exact series, a guy that's been very underrepresented in toy lines, action figure lines, wrestling toy lines over the years. Yes, a little bit plain Jane. Yes, a little bit boring. I can see that, but an all-timer. Great run in ECW, great run in WCW. WWE kind of is what it was, but I did enjoy Lance Storm's career. Big fan of him. He now currently, as of filming this video, works for TNA Impact behind the scenes. But Lance Storm, a big-time one, and one I was happy getting Classic Superstars. Didn't quite feel so classic at the time. All these years later, it does feel classic. That's kind of how the way it goes there. But let's take a look at old Lance Storm in the packaging. Series 23 up at the top. Of course, you got that beautiful Classic Superstars packaging. We know it. We love it. It's always here for us. Beautiful, unified packaging, as we always do say. You got a very serious Lance Storm on the side right there. Big bubble window. Lance Storm on the side. And then, of course, the back of the package. Look at all that. We got that Murderer's Row underneath there. We got Lance Storm, the glamour shot up top, UPC's warnings, and we got the old blurb. Let's see what it says about our old friend, Lance Storm. Lance Storm, weight 245 pounds, 6'3". Finishing move, that patented Doomsday device. He was known for that Doomsday device. I think they got a little mistake here. That should probably be with the LOD. I think we believe that. And then the hits keep on coming, or I should say the mistakes keep on coming. Titles, AWA Tag Team Champion, NWA Tag Team Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion, International NWA Tag Team Champion, NWA Six-Man Tag Team Champion. I thought it was a little strange when he was 245, 6'3". I'm like, well, 245 maybe, okay. 6'3", I was like, once again, I don't know. But then once I saw all this other stuff, definitely a mistake on Jack's part. They got the LOD back there. So big mistake. Too bad on Jack's part. Too bad on Lance Storm's part. He's had so few figures over the years. It's unfortunate they made a mistake right here. But I'm going to put Lance off to the side as I already do have this out of the package ready to go. And this is a fairly hard one to get. A lot of customizers over the years have taken this figure as well, popped the head off and made a Mattel Elite figure of him. So it's make that figure that much rarer. So it is a little unfortunate. Hopefully one of these days Mattel, Jazzwares, anyone could make a Lance Storm figure. We'll see what happens here. But let's start with his accessories first. He does come with the patented silver chair. I believe there's no special story to this one. This is just a chair he found in one of the arenas there, picked it up, put it down, sat on it, and away he went, and he was off to the races. But your typical chair, we've seen him, we know him, we love him. Nothing too special right there. But Lance Storm's a little bit special here. Always love the head sculpt on this one. It does give that serious Lance Storm look. He definitely has the definition of a haircut you could set your watch to. Very Lance Storm-like. Very serious. Very plain Jane, but in some ways iconic, I guess, if you were an ECW fan. But Lance looking really good in the head sculpt department. Got 2 elbow pads, no knee pads on this one. Love the white and red tights and boots here. Really does pop. Almost Power Ranger-like, it feels like. But definitely looks really good. And got a good body mold for Lance Storm. One that I think that does fit him. He's probably a little bit taller than he needs to be, but scaling all over the world back in the day. Of course, we're not in the modern times here. This is a figure back from 2009 or so it's been some time. But articulation, we're going to walk through it with Lance Storm. It's going to be the exact same for these guys, so we're only going to have to do it one time. But the arms do go all the way around. Do get a bicep cut, single jointed elbows, hands back and forth, side to side. Lance got a fist of fury. He's ready to throw down at a moment's notice. Back and forth on the head, a little bit of up and down, but nothing to write home about. Waist articulation. Up in the front, bend at the knee, single, and then you got the ankles back and forth, and that's pretty much all she wrote right there. But Lance, a plain Jane figure, but if you're a big ECW fan, even a WCW Team Canada fan back in the day, you need this as part of your collection, at least until we get a better version of Lance Storm. Like I said, hopefully one of these days soon that does happen. I guess we'll wait and see like we always do. But now we turn our attention to Spike Dudley, and this is going to be one of those ones that pains me to open, as this Spike figure getting very hard to find as the years go by. Spike Dudley, once again, very underrepresented in action figure form. We did get another Jax Ruthless Aggression style figure, part of a Cruiserweight belt pack, the belt figure 2-pack there. That's another hard to find Spike Dudley figure. And I think we might have got a TTL. I could be wrong on that. But very underrepresented in action figure form. Would love to see him. Would love to see the Dudleys return to the Elite line as well. There's a lot of figures from that era, a lot of wrestlers from that era, I should say, that deserve figures. Spike Dudley's one I would love to have a do-over, where I like this Spike Dudley. It's just a little bit big, scaling, all that kind of stuff that we usually talk about. But let's take a look at old Spike in the package here. Looking good. Love that tie-dye. Love that overall. Love the crazy, goofy face on Spike. And Spike, man, I don't know how he even walks. I don't know how old he is now, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days he's going to be in a wheelchair or a walker. Man, that guy took some bumps, got thrown around. I'll never forget Bam Bam Bigelow picking him up, throwing him into the audience. I remember I was like 16 years old when that happened. Just absolutely blew my mind. I could not believe what I was seeing. Just some awesome stuff with Spike Dudley over the years. Of course, he did defeat Bam Bam Bigelow, one of the biggest upsets ever. Just an awesome, awesome character was Spike Dudley. And really the third best Dudley boy, if you ask me. You got Bubba Ray, Devon, of course, at the top. And then I'm going to go Spike over Big Dick, Dances with Dudley, any of the other ones. Spike's number 3 for me. A lot of feuds with New Jack as well over the years, and even working with New Jack a little bit. But there he is on the side, a little glamour shot action. Spike Dudley, and once again, much like Lance Storm, kind of felt weird in this series at the time, but I'm okay with it all these years later. Got the big cross cell down below, you got the tail of the tape, the blurb, the glamour shot, UPC's warnings. Who's in this set? Well, we've unboxed all of them on the channel here. Big Boss Man, Billy Kidman, Spike Dudley, Rob Van Dam, Lance Storm, the Berserker, LOD 2000, and of course Trish Stratus holding down the LJN fort. Spike Dudley, 150 pounds, height 5'8", finishing move, the old Dudley Dog, which I believe is just a bulldog. Titles, ECW World Tag Team Champion, Chaotic Wrestling Tag Team Champion. Now, you don't see stuff like that on the back of these packages, so that is something to note there. WWE Tag Team Champion, WWE Hardcore Champion, WWE European Champion. I don't remember that one, but who's to say? That thing shot around like hot potatoes for a while. But time to get old Spike out. Oh, man, it's going to hurt, but it must be done for science. Like a young, was it Thomas Dolby? Blinded me with science one time. It happened. Can I get it out? Oh, rookie. Rookie. See you later. Rookie move, Kyle. What are we doing? Is this new? Uh-oh. I just threw the cookie sheet. There it goes. Up high. See you later. Where'd that cookie sheet go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, let me hold on. Stop the clock. Let me find it. And we're back with cookie sheet in tow right here. Found the old fabled cookie sheet. We've seen this many times over the years. Got a little imprint of a face in there. Always nice to see that, but it's a cookie sheet. Just at the end of the day, not a real special thing, but Spike wants to make cookies. He was the baker of the Dudleys. I did hear that. Somebody feel free to fact check that one. Here, old Spike plastic prison right there. Looking really good, but I'm going to get him out of the old plastic prison. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. And we got old Spike out of the package. Man, oh man, quite the figure here. I really, really do like this figure, though. He does feel a little bit smaller, but big at the same time. How does that work? I don't know, but he does. He feels like the runt of the Dudley Boys litter. Love the yellow and red tie-dye shirt underneath. Love the overalls, even though they're painted on. I really do think the sculpted, painted-in overalls probably looks a little bit better than the big cloth ones, especially on some of these Jax figures. It would give them a kind of an FTC vibe if they did do that. But these look okay. It's not the greatest painting ever of overalls. You've got the clips, like the belt clips up here painted in. It looks a little bit funny. Would have rather seen sculpted in, but it is what it is. You can't complain too much as we don't get any Spike Dudley figures. Breaking down the head here, you got the glasses sculpted in. I think that's an interesting move as well. A lot of times you get aftermarket, or not aftermarket, but you get glasses that you can take off. These are sculpted in. Got the little white mark in the middle there, really on brand. Got the shaggy hair. Got a kind of crazy face sculpt here on Spike, but boy, it does look really, really good. I do like how it looks here. He just got a little smaller body to him, which is on brand with Spike Dudley. Got the red and white boots down here. Even a little bit of yellow going on underneath here to break up the blue in there. So a very colorful character, a very colorful figure here. Not too shabby, though. I really do like the looks of this one. Like I said, this is one of the more expensive Classic Superstars figures. Pretty hard to get after all these years. And part of that, I think, has to do with no Spike Dudley figures in the last few years. So hopefully, one of these companies somewhere gives us some Spike Dudley. We need modern Dudley Boys figures, hopefully sooner rather than later. But there's old Spike Dudley holding the fort down for ECW. And I guess we're going to the main event. We're going to Mr. Monday Night himself. We're going to old RVD, Rob Van Dam. One of my favorites of all time, of course. And RVD, no stranger to action figures. Seems like he is back with Mattel. I think his latest figure, as of filming this, was a Ruthless Aggression figure. You guys know, if you Patreon members, you're about a year ahead on these videos on traditional YouTube. So I'm filming this now, but a year later, this will drop on traditional YouTube. So who knows? Hopefully RVD's had some more figures since that time. But RVD looking good here, an interesting singlet. And RVD's a man of a bunch of different singlets, but looking nice here. A little shorter version of RVD, which isn't, I'm not totally against that. Here's RVD on the side, looking pretty good. You got Rob Van Dam on that side, and then, of course, the back of the package. You got RVD, you got the little cross-sell down below, you got UPCs, you got warnings, you got the glamour shot, and then we got the tail of the tape and the blurb all in one. Let's see what it says about our old friend, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam. Weight, 235 pounds, 6 feet tall. Finishing move, the good old 5-star frog splash. Titles, ECW champion, ECW television champion, ECW tag team champion, WWE champion, Intercontinental champion, WWE World Tag Team champion, WWE Tag Team champion, European champion, and Hardcore champion, and of course, since then, WWE Hall of Famer. So one of the all-time greats, a guy that really changed the industry. I remember the first time seeing RVD back in ECW days. I remember him as Robbie V and as a jobber in WCW. It's funny when I found that out on the internet, of course. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. But really, he came to fame, of course, in ECW. Really took off when he went over to Raw for that little mini ECW invasion. But man, so much of my high school days I enjoyed with RVD, what he was doing. Just a glorious time. Just a great time to be a fan, of course. And RVD, a big, big part of that. I'm going to put him off to the side because you know I got RVD out of the package already. I already got doubles on this one. Have to get the RVDs. He does come with the patented barbed wire baseball bat. Sometimes we see this with Jax with a nice wrapping to it. And it'll have a nice wrapping as far as being in silver instead of brown. This all in one color. Not as sharp. Doesn't stick out as well. But it is a barbed wire bat, which RVD, I don't know if I ever used one of these. I think the story with this accessory was it was in the back. I think they were at the ECW arena. And Sabu said, hey, RVD, you're right over there by my barbed wire baseball bat. Can you hand that to me? And he goes, oh, yeah, sure. And he picked it up and was passing it and taking it across the room to Sabu. But the Jax employee was there, and he took a picture of him. I think that's how it went. And said, oh, that's RVD's accessory. Well, it wasn't. It was for about 2 seconds as he handed it off to Sabu. Is what it is there. But let's break down this RVD figure. RVD, once again, you know this head sculpt. You know who this is right off the bat. Nice ponytail in the back. Got a little bit of stoner-like eyes, like a young Matt Riddle here. Him and Matt Riddle need to tag team. They could be quite the tag team. It'd be great for RVD, of course, a little longer in his career now. Would take a little of that off him, and Riddle could do the majority of the work. Oh, it would write itself. Give them a tag team run for like 6 months. Let's see that happen. But beautiful singlet here. Love the white and blue. Looks very airbrushed-like, as RVD was accustomed to air brushed designs, of course. You got the 2 knee pads down low, black boots, plain Jane black boots, little wrist tape in black here. Very interesting. He has one hand wrapped, the other one is not. One hand has the thumb pose, the other one's a gripping hand. Usually you get the double pose, so you can do the Mr. Monday Night RVD. I guess he's just doing one this time, like a young Fonzie daddy, but looking really, really nice here, though. I really do like this RVD. Good head sculpt, good figure, good representation of ECW, and as you guys know, hardcore ECW fan back in the day. Who am I fooling? I still am to this day. But I thought we'd do all 3 of these guys. I thought it felt the brand. We're going to do a little ECW action here with Spike and Lance and RVD. Just a good representation of figures from the Jakks Classic Superstars and Jakks Classic Superstars Series 23. But there they are. Any thoughts from you guys out there? You picking these up? You pass back in the day or now? Let me know your thoughts. And I think there's nobody out there that would say, hey, we don't need an updated Spike or Lance. Let's see that. We need those. We need to build out some different characters in our collections, especially with Mattel. Give us these two as elites. I would love to see it. Hopefully one day that happens. I guess we'll just stay tuned and see what happens in the long run there. But there it is. Of course, you guys know every single Tuesday we got Jakks Classic Superstars videos, so make sure you do like, comment, and subscribe on these videos. Hit the old notification bell. Don't forget about the Patreon where you can get way ahead on videos like this and a lot of other stuff. You get bonus content over there, exclusive content, Q&As, giveaways, you name it. A lot going on over the old Patreon channel. It is truly your best way to support the channel and all of its content. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget to hit me up and follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for a little ECW action, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.